Hello, my name is Dr. Stephen Myers, and I want to explore the mystery of Gog and Magog, and particularly with Papyrus 967 that has been discovered in 1931. And some scholars think that Ezekiel 38, chapters 38 and 39, were mysteriously added to the book of Ezekiel. Here is one page of Papyrus 967 to give you an idea of what it looks like. It starts with Ezekiel and about chapter 11 and goes on and includes Daniel and parts of Esther. So this is a very important discovery. Now, Papyrus 967 dates to the 3rd century AD, and ours said it contains fragments of Ezekiel, Daniel, and Esther, and it's an earlier Septuagint. It's also called the LXX, meaning 70, because they think there were 70 or 72 scholars that put it together, supposedly. But the Septuagint is the Greek translation of the Hebrew Bible. And this is even earlier than the revised Septuagint that we have today, was revised in the 4th century AD. So this is a very important discovery of the earlier Septuagint. And we'll find that the book of Ezekiel is shorter and arranged in different order in this papyrus. Chapters 38 and 39 that tell us about Gog and Magog are placed right after chapter 36 and before 37. So the chapters you have 1 through 36, then you have chapter 38, then 39, and then it goes back to 37, and then jumps to 40 to 48. Dr. William Tooman has written one of the definitive studies on Gog and Magog. And here his book, I guess you can't see it too well there for some reason, Gog and Magog. And his research indicates that chapters 38 and 39 about Gog and Magog were written much later, that he thinks maybe to the 4th to 2nd century BC, and then added into the book of Ezekiel. Now, Josephus states that Ezekiel left behind 2 books, and this is his Antiquity of the Jews, book 1080. And this might refer to the Greek text and the Hebrew text of Ezekiel. We ask why the different placement of chapters 38 and 39. And it may be because of their view of the end times. Some Jews thought the war with Gog and Magog happens before Israel is restored. And others thought that the great battle and war comes after the restoration of Israel, and then the rebuilding of New Jerusalem. It's like in dispensationalism, you have pre-trib, mid-trib, and post-trib, and some think it's got to be pre-trib. The others, no, it's going to be in the mid-trib, the rapture of the saints. And no, others, you have to go through the tribulation. So it might be something similar to this, where the different Jewish beliefs that they had. One, Israel is restored first, and then the battle of Gog and Magog, and then others that the battle of Gog and Magog comes first, and then the restoration of Israel. In the book of Revelation, somehow I got down the corner here, the There's two different scenarios that might be reflected in the book of Revelation. We have in chapter 19 where Christ returns and defeats the beast and the armies of the world. Yet in Revelation chapter 20, there's the 1,000-year reign of Christ, and Satan is released from the bottomless pit, and the nations of the world again with Gog and Magog coming to battle the believers. So here you have it twice, and some think maybe it's because of this you have Ezekiel being placed before and after. So what do? You put them both together, before and after. And so the writer may be combining both views. And then you have the dead raised up with the great white throne. Judgment takes place. So again here in Revelation 20 verse 8, Gog and Magog are mentioned again. It's the last and final battle. One may ask, what's influencing the different views here during the Second Temple period? And some think that Zoroaster and his beliefs had a big influence on Second Temple Judaism. And we want to look here at what the Zoroastrian believes. The main beliefs here in summary: there is one God, Ahura Mazda, who created the world in 7 periods. There's also an evil god, Satan, who created demons. There is a dualism of good versus evil, truth versus lies, and light versus darkness. After 12,000 years, there will be a final battle between Ahura Mazda and Satan, where good will finally conquer evil. 3 saviors, called Soshants, will come and save and redeem the world from evil. Zoroaster was the first one. The last savior will be born of a virgin and will lead the final battle. There will then be a bodily resurrection of the dead. They will be judged. The good ones will go to eternal paradise, those that are evil to hell. And there will be a new earth where the mountains are laid low and the valleys raised up. So this is a quick summary of the beliefs. And the Persian Empire, Zoroaster was following his beliefs there. And Darius I, even on his monument there in Behistun, praises Ahura Mazda. And this seems to be the influence. It goes both ways, and this seems to be a big influence, that you have this final battle between good and evil, between Gog and Magog. Of course, it doesn't say Gog and Magog in Zoroastrianism. But there's before this time, a time was seen as just keeps repeating here. But here, with Zoroaster, you have a definite timeline. The good versus evil and the final battle. And you see this in the Dead Sea Scrolls as well. And the Messiah will come. So I think here we have to look at Zoroastrianism and see some of the influences it had on Second Temple Judaism. Then after this final battle, New Jerusalem descends from heaven in Revelation chapter 21. And that's what the next videos we want to do on New Jerusalem. You have the New Jerusalem, the plans for it in Ezekiel chapter 40 through 48. You have New Jerusalem in Isaiah 54, 11 and 12. You have New Jerusalem described in Tobit chapter 13. You have New Jerusalem described in the Dead Sea Scrolls, but a lot of these are just fragments, so it's hard to piece together. But a number of books have been written about the New Jerusalem in the Dead Sea Scrolls. And then finally, the New Jerusalem in the book of Revelation chapter 21, I've written a whole book about this, the 12 gemstones of New Jerusalem that you can get on Etsy, and it's for sale there. And our website, you can go to the website BibleandScience.com. Check out our other videos and the videos to come about New Jerusalem, and subscribe. Thank you very much.